these white shades justice, I've got a few mattes on here, and then the rest of these are all shimmers. I figured I would record this with my phone so you could see the actual shades, and I do have the flash on. I'm going to put it underneath the light. So I only have like three really good matte shades that are white. And then I've got one that's like a pinky white. The one down here is a bone shade next to it. You can kind of see it. And then this one here is like a peachy shade. Just to show you some of the color differences between all of these like uber white shades. Some of them are like more yellow than others, some of them are more green, some of them are pink. And you've got this one down here that looks blue in some light and then green in other lights. Now to go do outside video of these swatches, and hopefully these show up just as good out there that they are in here on my iPhone. Look at that one on my heel of my hand there, though. That one's pretty. I'm actually wearing that one on my brow bone right now. So some of you guys may not know this, but a lot of the like jewelry and stuff that we sell is handmade. Some of the necklaces, like the snake chains, these are just, it's so much cheaper just to buy it and then solder the ends on for the necklaces and whatnot. But this is how chain usually comes when we buy it from our jewelry supply, depending on where we go through. Usually we use Rio Grande, but this is a really neat drawn out, or they call it a flat oval cable chain. This is tiny. This is 1.4 millimeters, and I have several feet of it. I've got like 10 feet of this chain. This is one of the chains that I haven't made into necklaces yet, but this is $3.06 a foot, or like 26 cents an inch. This is what it costs me to make these, and then of course whatever closures and stuff you want to put on it. But I thought this was like really pretty. It's like diamond cut on the edges. This is what I would call on the website a drawn cable chain, but because of how it's cut, it's also like flat. So the other one is, this is a standard cable chain. This one is also super tiny. We would have to solder the closures and stuff on. This is a 1.25 millimeter cable chain. This is actually silver filled instead of solid sterling, which means that there's layers of silver baked into, you know, baked on top of the other, whatever the base metal is in the center. This is $2.76 a foot, or 23 cents an inch. I have 10 feet of this. And then a while back, somebody asked me for some ball chain necklaces for like biker stuff. I do have this as well. These are made out, it's made out of steel. I made a bunch of like bracelets and anklets and, well, not anklets, but bracelets and necklaces out of this. I have the paper in here. This is 4.4 millimeters. I don't think that's right. I've got handmade stuff here. So there are the prices and stuff I was charging for like bracelets, necklaces by length. It says I made 47 of them. And I do believe maybe this is the 4.4 millimeters, because that's about right. This looks about 4 millimeters. And I bought a 20-foot spool. I think I just swiped the label off of it. So it's 19 cents an inch, or $2.23 a foot is what that is. Let me see if I can find the drawn cable chains really quick so I can show you the comparison between this and the ones my dad. These were all handmade links that my dad did. And making drawn cable chains is a pain in the... Never mind. Good thing I have the flash on the video so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing. Oh, here it is. This is a drawn cable chain right here. And if you look, the wire that we made this out of is rounded, whereas this is flat. So it's more like a hammered effect. So you have a standard drawn cable chain, which again is rounded, because when you make these, you make them out of wire. Very, very tiny, like 24 gauge wire, sometimes 26 or even 30 gauge wire. That's sterling. So I figured I would give you just some information on necklaces. This is one of my favorite chains here. This is a Rollo chain. This is probably the most expensive chain that I have that we made necklaces out of. It's 1.5 millimeters round. They're like a bunch of little circles that are all linked together. This one is 21 inches long and it's $48. Like I said, cable chains are expensive. And then rope chain, we buy rope chain from Italy. And rope chain is also very expensive, especially Italian silver. So we buy the chain and then we solder the ends on. Of course you use, silver solder. But I've got like a bunch of different chains and stuff in here that we've made. Box chains are super, super easy to make. You just buy the box chain and then you solder the ends on. I don't know if you can see the end right there in front of my fingernail. But the box chains are super easy to make. They're pretty inexpensive chains, to be honest. But the only problem is with a box chain is if you get a kink in it, you're done. These are very, very difficult to repair. Trying to solder a spot on a box chain it makes it not move right. These are 20 inch, 1.7 millimeter. Usually the box chains that we have are 2 millimeter. But yeah, just going through some of my necklace inventory and whatnot. And these are little papers that you put in with silver inside a plastic baggie. It's made by 3M. It keeps the silver from tarnishing. What it does is it actually absorbs moisture so that your silver doesn't tarnish, because that is what tarnishes silver. There's a long and a short right there. And then I have a really fun chain. Let me see if I can find it. There's a long and a short. Here it is. It's a crinkle chain. These are like super neat too. It's like somebody took a long and a short and like crimpled it. So here's a long and a short here, and then this is a crinkle chain. See how it's got the crimps in it? I think that's so neat. And then of course the long and the short. A long and a short is a long piece and then 3 shorter pieces. And then this is just that long piece, but it's got 2 little crinks in it. And they call it a crinkle chain. I think it's a neat design. So, just some necklace stuff for you guys. Not like you were interested, but this is the majority of what my business is. This is what my page was designed for, was for me to show this kind of stuff and not just makeup. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. Hey guys, I'm going to be going live on YouTube here in just a few moments to go over like some channel updates and do my live stream Shop My Stash recap. If you guys care to join me, click the link in my profile. See? Also, this is today's look, but when I was trying to import the footage to my computer, the SD card didn't want to work, and now it's asking me to format it, so all 8 videos recorded on. I figured I would come on here and do an update since I just got off my live stream. I went right back to my computer after my live stream was over, and I did some more research, and I found a Quora post that saved me big time. I had totally forgot I could go through the command prompt on my computer and recover the files that way. I tried the NTFS file recovery. I even installed a new one to recover just the pictures off of it. So yeah, I ended up checking the drive again through the actual MS-DOS command prompt, and I was able to find and recover all of the files from the SD card that I thought were completely gone. Come to find out, there's 40 gigs of information on that SD card. So that was a week's worth of videos that was on that card, that was already pre-filmed. A special like DSLR camera or uses SD cards for anything. There are times when SD cards just get corrupted and you can't pull the information off. So I'm glad that I was able to recover everything that was on there, so it's not lost. I figured today that I would record the makeup look that I'm wearing right now, and then I would pull it and edit. And I went to pull the card before I did my live stream so I could go ahead and get the pictures converting and the video files moving from the SD card to my computer, and that's when it kept asking me to format it. I'm like, no, I don't want to format it. So I'm really glad that I was able to get the video files recovered, because anybody who is a YouTuber or works with so I'm happy. I mean, it was a rough start to my day anyways, and that just kind of added to it. So I'm glad I was able to recover everything. So yeah, I now have the video file importing for the makeup look I'm wearing.